O Christopher, wherefore art thou, O Christopher?
Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. An ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. I'm Chris.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Levi Montague.
Today we watched Romeo and Juliet, or Romeo plus Juliet. Whichever you want to,
It's by William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yeah, he directed it.
Yeah, old Billy Shakes. Billy Lynn Spears. I don't know, dude.
I don't know where that was going.
He's a good guy. Wrote a couple things.
Yep.
Some say he didn't write them at all.
Who cares?
So it's your choice if you want to believe that. So we watched Romeo and Juliet, a film by Baz Luhrmann. And just right off the bat, very much a Baz Luhrmann film. A lot of his sort of like fingerprints are definitely on this film.
Yeah, I was gonna start off with like how the movie opens is like very his style and everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen too much of this movies, but
what else is he?
like Moulin Rouge.
He did Moulin Rouge. He did the new Great Gatsby with Leo DiCaprio.
I have said before that I like this movie, but that opening scene made me go, do I actually not like this movie? Because I was getting like very like overly stimulated in a bad way and going like, is this going to be the whole movie? I don't remember it being like this the whole movie. I hope it's not like this. And I was starting to get angry.
Oh, okay.
Not like angry, but like just like hoping that this wasn't going to be the whole movie.
Right.
Well, I maybe have a different aspect because like I've never seen this movie before. I didn't know really what to expect, but I really liked the opening scene.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's my favorite part. I think. I don't know.
Huh.
I maybe I don't want to spoil this in the beginning of the review. But
Just go.
I wish the whole movie was about the cousins, the two cousin groups that are fighting. I like that more aspect of it than Romeo and Juliet. Really, I don't know.
It's just the style that like
It was
it
a
doesn't
weird
feel like I'm not going to say it doesn't feel intentional, but it doesn't feel like it's conveying something to a degree. Like it's almost like how like Michael Bay uses like certain shot styles, but they're not like used to tell the story. They're just used to look nice or look cool.
To me, that whole sequence, and there's a couple others, it seems like manic.
Yeah.
Like it's very frantic, like shots, like zooming, like pushing back and forth between characters, almost to like it kind of, as a viewer, kind of pushes you back on your heels in a way. Like it's so abrasive with like the movements and stuff.
And sometimes I feel like that can be good, but I just didn't feel like it was good in this when it would go for that hard of a style.
I take it as more of like that's just the style, and I just kind of roll with it. Like when I watched Moulin Rouge, I had to learn like very quickly that there are gonna be like random sequences of like nonsensical, like hyper sensational, like sensory overload scenes, which Baz Luhrmann does like in a lot of his scenes that he directs, especially like party scenes, like just all of this stuff is happening at once, things are flashing in front of your face, and you almost have to brace yourself like while you're in it. It's like you're on a roller coaster ride and you just crest a peak and just slam down.
It's, yeah, like the scene where where Romeo and Juliet meet, that's kind of like that with that scene, where like so many things, and this conversation happens over here, and then it goes quickly over to this conversation, and this
but then,
image and this image.
When they meet in the bathroom, when Romeo is like dunking his head, everything slows down.
I was gonna say, because that's my favorite scene.
Yeah,
is the scene when him and Romeo when Romeo and Juliet like first meet, and they're having their like running the elevator, kissing, and they're like, "Oh, someone's gonna catch us, so we're gonna run over here."
Yeah.
Like it's like so much more subdued and more playful, and it's a little more fun, like to watch for me. Like I was I know these are just two horny teenagers that just met, but I was like into their like romance at that moment.
Yeah.
Even though they just met and they're just making out and all that, like I was just like, oh, this is sweet.
And it's very much, this is like,
and that's where it slows down.
This is the like the teen drama romance movie for a reason. And I mean, it's all like very hysterical and, you know, everything that a teenage romance has. Yeah. But like Romeo goes to the party to like see Rosalind. Like Mercutio invites him to go to the party, and he is hoping to see Rosalind, who he's apparently so head over heels with. But then as soon as he sees Juliet, he's like, oh, this is the girl. You know, like sometimes you like a girl and then you meet another girl and you're like, oh.
Who was the girl that you liked before, and then who did you like after you just saw them at a party? Names, addresses,
social security numbers,
security, so we can let them know.
They're gone now.
They died?
They're dead.
Yeah.
Holy
he killed them.
Whoops.
He was like, she doesn't deserve to live no more, so if I don't like her.
Ooh. Yeah, but when they meet, and they're like kind of looking at each other in the fish tank, and like even everybody in the party is just like stopped and like listening to the music. In the party scene, when everything is like being like so aggressive and like almost offensive in a way, and then everything kind of like pushes back, you can really see like the contrast in the scenes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to go off of that, pretty much any scene that Romeo and Juliet were like having their cutesy dialogue and stuff were the scenes I liked.
So you liked all the cousin scenes.
I did, yeah.
And you liked all of the romance scenes.
Yeah.
I like both of them.
Okay.
You know, I'm not really sure which one I like more. I do like the interactions that Romeo has with his cousins.
Okay.
What do you think of them having guns instead of, but they're swords? You see like on the barrel it says like sword, nice. 9mm. I like how they modernized this. There's this is probably one of like the first ones that modernized like a Shakespearean play, but it still has like the iambic pentameter, like the way that they talk in the play, versus like 10 Things I Hate About You is like it's like Taming of the Shrew, but they speak normally and like everything has changed, like all the locations and all that kind of stuff.
I would love more movies to be like modern day versions, but with this type of dialogue.
There are two others, like significant ones that I can recall. There's a Hamlet one that came out in 1999 with Ethan Hawke and like Bill Murray and like Julia Stiles, which it's the same. It's modern day, but they speak in the Shakespearean English. And then there was a Joss Whedon version of Much Ado About Nothing, which was more of like an indie film, I think.
Yeah.
But
I was just going to say, I want more like this, just without that crazy 90s style that Baz Luhrmann has.
Yeah, but it was the 90s. So like, how could
Yeah.
you escape an era that you're in?
So you're saying you like kind of the Shakespearean English? Is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, I get that I get what they're doing, and it's fine that they're doing that, but I don't. For me, so I had to read Shakespeare in high school and stuff like that. I guess did you guys have to do that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Even though English is my first language, I always find it hard to follow exactly everything that's happening.
I would say that too, but like you can get the gist of it.
You can,
and
but
it just sounds pretty.
I don't know. It's for me. It's always like I'm like, especially like, it was better with in the movie because you have the action and all the what's happening on the screen. But reading it, I always get lost in like what exactly is happening. Even though I do understand the words, it's just a way about it that's hard to understand and grasp everything that's happening, which I don't like.
I just wanted to say, the first moment we see Leonardo DiCaprio, I had like one of those like moments where I was just kind of like watching him, and I was like, despite like he's not like the greatest actor ever or whatever, but like I was just like, this guy's a movie star. Like just him just walking on the beach in that opening part, the introduction of his character. I was like, this guy who's playing Romeo he's some hot stuff.
They did pick a good Romeo.
And then Claire Danes is pretty good. She kind of has like this weird, like, kind of like deer in the headlights look sometimes.
Oh, like
she's
they're
just
like,
kind of like.
Yeah.
But for the most part, she's good. Whenever she's with Leo, she's good. And then Paul Rudd's in this.
Yeah.
Just randomly shows up. He's like got the bit part.
This was like, I think this was just after Clueless, maybe just before Clueless.
Yeah, it's like in between like Clueless and like Wet Hot Americans. Yeah, Ant-Man. But like the one scene where he's like dancing with her and he's kind of
and
like
he's such a dork when he dances.
I was like, God, Paul Rudd's always had it, and he looks 2 years older than he did back then. Now,
for real, the man doesn't sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd. What did you like? What did you like about the cousins? You just liked their energy about things.
Okay, so the Montagues they're great. They had this energy of like 90s high school teen drama bullies, which I really loved. I don't know, like you would just see them like typecast as like a high school bully in that era of movies. I don't know. They just had like, and like, what's the main guy's name? What was it?
Benvolio?
I think that's it. Yeah, it was like the main one.
The one
his,
who
like
the
cousin or whatever.
Yeah, his cousin that talks.
Yeah.
And he was just great. I don't know. I loved like it was like ridiculous but also good.
Yeah, about him, I was like kind of looking at him and I was like, this guy looks like he shouldn't be able to pull off this Shakespearean dialogue, but he does a pretty good job.
Yeah. I like there is that like, it's such a sharp difference between like the kind of Venice Beach sort of California laid back look and then like this sort of highbrow Shakespearean language.
Yeah. And then the other Capulet or whatever.
Capulets,
yeah.
There's Tybalt and then
Tybalt.
the others.
Yeah.
The Prince of Cats is his other name.
Okay.
Who's John Leguizamo, who's been in a couple other Baz Luhrmann movies. And
I found them to be interesting. I don't know. I know that. Do you know what like Yankee is? It's like a Japanese subculture. Okay. Anyways, they kind of gave they gave off that vibe, which was funny.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Yankee D's nuts.
Anyways,
is it like a dandy?
Like it was like the clothing style is like similar. Is what I felt. So it's like really interesting clothing wise.
I thought it was more of like a Spanish kind
of had that feel to it, as well. And like they almost seemed like they're Spanish-y, and which was weird because Julia doesn't give that vibe off. So
they're cousins. I don't know.
Still, they should be like related, I guess. And they didn't look really related as much as Romeo did to the bullies.
Sure.
But I like the whole dynamic. If we can go back to the intro scene, which I really liked, I for some reason it reminded me of Zoolander.
Oh, where they're just kind of...
Well, and then the whole gas station
gasoline fight.
goes...
Mhm.
Yeah, gasoline fight, yeah. Which was fun. I don't know.
Yeah. I like that. And I like their rivalry. I wish, that it would have been shown more, but I mean, that's how much it was shown in the play.
Yeah.
Really, it's how much you can show in a small theater with, like a limited amount of stage space.
Well, and the point of Romeo and Juliet, I believe, is how these two houses are fighting, yet there are people in the houses that are in love, and how much more important love is than violence.
No, that's not it. It's dumb kids being dumb. Stick with your family. Don't marry. Don't
marry.
Don't intermarry with people. Just
Marry your family.
Keep it in the family. I don't know.
You want to do ratings now?
No. I want to talk about the music.
Okay.
Let's talk about the music.
Okay.
So, there was music in the movie.
Yeah, there
I
was.
don't think the music was original to the play. I might be wrong about that though.
I think you're onto something there.
But I really liked the choir boys or whatever.
Oh yeah, that one kid, the soloist, was
Yes.
going, just like going off. It was great, especially during their wedding.
And like the contrast between like the normal choir sound, I guess it's not normal, but what should I say? There are two different choir styles. Was like the
More of like a Gregorian or like Roman Catholic style, and
and then
kind of the Southern Gospel
exactly.
style.
Yeah, it was really nice, like mixture of those two things, which I liked. And I like The Dove Cried. They sang When Doves Cry by Prince. That's the song.
It is, yeah.
And I cried too. No, I didn't cry. The other music, there's other music I felt I didn't like as much. Like it was like the 90s music or whatever that was like kind of filling in the background. That was constant throughout the movie, and I didn't like it as much.
I don't know for certain, but I think a lot of that is like original music.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might want to fact check that.
I don't know. But like the way the
Before we talk
lyrics,
about it.
like, I don't know. I didn't recognize any of the music. And that could just be that I
in the way.
That was in there. No, I was actually surprised because like Love Fool is like the song from this movie that everyone talks about or is referenced as in this movie.
I know. I thought
But it's in it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's like not in an important part, it feels like. So I thought that was kind of
I think that may have been like the single that really like popped off because of
Yeah.
that movie, or it was like a hit around that time.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny that it was just like for like
More of a
brief moment.
footnote than anything. Yeah. So we're gonna do some ratings now. Levi, you want to start?
Sure. So,
I saw that.
yeah, I believe. Can we start over? I don't know what Keegan's doing.
You didn't have to react to me. I was
I
reacting to
gotta
you.
get the burp out.
Sure.
I had pot stickers.
Yum.
Not just that. I should have had something else, but that's all I had left.
We should just put that out as his review. I had pot stickers and
We're at 32 minutes. Okay.
yeah, so that's why we need to go.
All right. So, my review of the film is tough because I'll admit that I'm not really much of a Shakespeare fanboy, and Romeo and Juliet's not that great. I don't really like the story that much, even though I really like West Side Story, which is the story. I like that version better for some
But see,
reason.
West Side Story is to me it's different. It has a
It's like
different.
exactly the same.
No,
though.
but it has a
the same
different. It has a
story.
different, like. I don't know. It's just different.
It is different.
But it has the same like.
But it's the same
I
basic
know it's
story.
the same plot, but it's.
No, and story.
I know it's different
It's-
though.
Anyways,
It's
I like
like
that
Romeo and
version
Juliet.
better, but I think that might be the music. They make it a little bit more snappy, if you know what I'm saying. But this is a fine movie. It's a fine rendition of this story. I feel like if this was to play out different and Romeo and Juliet did not kill each other or die at the end, I feel like this Romeo would probably have left this Juliet before she reached the age 25. And I feel like... So that's just... I'm kind of cynical about this whole true love thing. And I like the cousins, which was nice. I like the cousins really, really much. And I wish there was a whole movie about the cousins. And so that's why I give this maybe a side thumb. If this is your thing, watch it. If it's not really my cup of tea, but I enjoy parts of it.
Well, I do really like Shakespeare, but apparently for different reasons. Or I like different aspects of this movie than some others. But yeah, so like I'm on basically the other half of the spectrum of that. Yeah.
So you guys are like literally meeting in the middle.
We are literally two halves of a puzzle.
We make a cute couple.
Glass half full, glass half empty.
Yeah.
That kind of okay. Well, I really enjoy this movie. I think the version that Mr. Luhrmann bestowed upon us is probably the best version of Romeo and Juliet, in my opinion. I know that there are other versions that have. What was that?
Nothing.
I know there are other versions that are good, but I enjoyed this one for its uniqueness, and I think it's great. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'd almost give it 2 thumbs up, but there are some parts I'm like, you know.
I know.
We all know.
All right, well, parting is such sweet sorrow.
And farting is such sweet sorrow. And farting is such sweet.
Wrong movie. The Crow was already.
We already did The Crow.
Yeah.